Your bread and water's growing cold, your hair is short and neat. I'll judge you all and make damn sure that no one judges me. I'll try and keep my big head in that sunlight that's blinding you. Probably isn't, but it's a nice thought, isn't it? Blinding sunlight on the 9th of February. Anyway, yesterday I was visited by a couple of friends. Very nice to see them. And we sat and talked for some time. And the conversation, of course, what we're going to talk about. And it was the Loch Ness monster, but you know what I'm really saying when I say that, don't you? The big scary thing that isn't really there at all. And very disturbed. Well, distressing, not disturbing, distressing for me. The news that one of them told me about a friend of mine who wasn't not allowed to visit her parents who are in a nursing home because she hasn't had the auntie Nessie, whatever. And I don't know. I'm just, because that hasn't affected me directly so far, because my mum's, my surviving parent is very well and at home, and I visit her whenever I like, thank you. But my heart goes out to these people who can't see their loved ones. And, hospital as well is another case. But I'm just thinking, if that was me, if that was happening to me right now, there's no way I would have the Auntie Nessie to, in order for me to be allowed to see my parents, I would just smash the door down. I wouldn't do that, but I would just go in anyway and sit. You what? Just carry on, show them my scars. That usually does it. But I just, I feel upset, and because let's look at the facts, shall we? Does this Auntie Nessie jab, does it keep Nessie away? No. Does it stop other people from getting Nessie? No. Does it stop the recipient? No, of course not. I've just said that. But it doesn't stop you giving Nessie to anybody else or getting it yourself. And it says, it mitigates the effects of Nessie, but how do they know? So because you get cold and flu, and of course flu is kind of like people have said, and I've had this experience myself, of course. You get a cold, you don't want it to develop into a flu, but a flu is a fever. That's how you can discriminate, I think. And with a fever, you loss of appetite, sweating, and all that. And yeah. And just over 2 years ago, I had that very same thing. And this is all before Nessie got out of her loch. And so she was still there then. But she bit me. She must have bit me because I was affected by Nessie. But this was before she got out of her loch. So how the fuck did that happen? Well, tell you what, research it yourself. Because just like the Earth not being a spinning ball, which is fucking obvious to anybody with a brain, if they do the work, you can stand somebody. This is how funnily enough, how I described it to the couple of friends. And you can show somebody one of those magic eye paintings and stand them in front of it, and you may be able to see the dolphin, and it's just to them, it's just a messy, colourful, perhaps psychedelic, even painting. Yet, to me, it looks like a dolphin. Yet, if you stand them in front of it long enough, they probably will see it. Now, that's a terrible um, way to describe what I'm talking about, really, but all I mean is you must come to this yourself, the realization yourself. You can't, you can be saying, look, there's a dolphin under there, you know, but you've got to actually see it yourself. You can't just say, oh, yeah, and not see the dolphin. So people have been getting colds and flu for probably forever. And we will never, ever be able to stop that because it's a natural process. So to assume that you could, with an anti-Nessie jab, stop this natural process is so moronic that and this is part of the problem for me, which is 2 years ago, I would be happily trying to promote the Earth not being a spinning ball. It's very obvious to me. And I'm trying to stand people in front of those magic eye paintings. Right. But they must see it for themselves, yeah. And then Nessie got out of her loch, and people they just folded to whatever this perceived authority was telling them, and they would just do that. I could see right through it, and many, many, many other people could, because they knew the trivium, which is essential, and once you know that and you know what's happening, then anything coming from government, mainstream media, has to go through the trivium challenge, and that bullshit failed. I think Nessie's still in the law itself, but you must come to that realization yourself, because it's good for tourism, isn't it? But once she got out, it stopped tourism altogether. So what's happening? Haven't you figured it out yet? Because I think, you see, okay, right, I haven't finished the other bit yet. So people suddenly, this Nessie got out, and everybody went, "Oh my God, she's going to come around and kill me," and so I must do exactly what I'm being instructed to do by the people who obviously know, because each step of the way they've been correct, haven't they? Haven't they? No, they haven't. But you still believe them. Oh yeah, yeah, we still believe them, even when weren't following the rules themselves. Oh yeah, we still will. Oh, so every step of the way, all the bollocks, mess, nonsense, still believe them, still follow them. So what's the fucking point in me sitting here and telling you anything? Because so I have been doing far fewer videos because of that. Because I thought, what is the point? You know, very sad for the whole of our pond, because tyranny has taken over, and it'll only get worse. The tyranny will tighten up and restrict you even more. And why? Why? Why is that, I wonder? Is it because we're told we're on a spinning ball because it then is a prison and there's no way off, only the elite and William Shatner can get off the ball and not really go anywhere, but just go back a bit. That's it, isn't it? But only the very few privileged people can do that. And when you believe it's a ball, you think, well, that's it then. No way off. No, may as well just make the best of it and support a football team and go and see that show and that's it, really. And hey, we all have to entertain ourselves. Nothing wrong with that, really, is there? But time could be put to better use, and discovering where you really are is the key. Now, I think that many people have discovered where they're not, and now want to know where they really are, and that is why they open the gate and let Nessie out. Now, any sensible person knows that Nessie, the Loch Ness monster, is made up. Possibly to boost the tourism into Scotland, because if you know the British Isles at all, you'll know that probably the vast majority of the very bad weather happens in Scotland. I mean, it's pretty widespread bad weather at times, but I think here where I am on the East Coast, in sort of the middle of the whole of the British Isles, is pretty good. It's not, you don't get a lot of, precipitation like on the West Coast may do. They get to. Anyway, prevailing wind, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I've strayed off the point a bit here, and my head keeps letting the sun in, but put your shades on. So, it just takes enough people to realise that they're not on a spinning ball, and then we will be able to go and have a look. Where are we? Is there a way out of this pond into another pond, perhaps? Who knows? But that is obviously, to me, what they're frightened of. So they have to lock everybody down and stop you flying everywhere and generally stop moving around on Earth. And everybody's agreed to it. Oh, yeah. Now, I am hearing, I've no means to receive any media here. Not online, no radio, no television, obviously. So I'm not stupid. And I am not up to date with current events. But people are telling me, or I'm hearing, they're not telling me specifically, directly, but I'm hearing that there is a build-up of troops in Poland on the Ukraine border or something like that. And again, is that the next distraction when they know this Nessie bullshit is, people are seeing through it more and more. I've met people who at first believed Nessie was out, and now they realise Nessie's just a figment of someone's imagination, but worse than that, it's been used as a tool to challenge people's rights and blah blah blah. Now, the right to go and visit your parents or your family members is innate to me. It's you cannot take that away. Even if they're a serial killer or something, they're wearing one of those hockey masks, ski masks, whatever they are, hockey masks. I want to still go and see them. I want the choice, at least, to can I go and see them or not? That's my decision, not yours, not anybody else's. My decision. Yeah, I may have to see them be behind him or her or whatever, behind some kind of cage, or keep wearing the mask or whatever. I don't care. And when I say mask, I mean hockey mask, so they don't bite me. Not any other type. So I've uh, I've, I've waffled on for far too long, but um, my heart goes out to anybody in that situation. And but good on you for sticking to your principles, and you've sussed it out, and that's all you need. And everybody else is a moron. Just that's what gives you strength. That's what gives me strength. Anyway, just continue and continue to speak out if you dare, and um, just don't comply with any bullshit, and then you will live longer. I think if you want to. I mean, anyway, let's not get into that. But the age I'm at, another 10 years, hey, that'll probably do me. But anyway, it's the health. Your health. If I'm healthy, like as healthy as this in 10 years, unlikely. But if I am, hey, let's continue as long as I can still do what I'm doing, surviving here. Anyway, see ya.